right, and we're going. Yeah, just like that.
We'll think of a name later.
Yeah, name later.
But Darian's got this sweet story about the bar that he was
Yes.
Yes. Tell
So,
us straight.
I'm sitting at the bar, right? I'm talking to this guy that looks like fucking Ashton Kutcher. And I'm in this kick-ass bar in Kittitas. So,
what are you doing?
what?
Nothing.
It reminded me of the ranch. Anyways, so I'm sitting there talking to this guy for a minute, and then fucking this guy comes up and sits to my right, and he's like a little like hyper or whatever. And they're sitting there drinking a beer. I'm drinking a beer, and out of nowhere, the guy to my left asks the guy to my right if he knows this guy named like Kenosha or something, and I was like, what the fuck, you know? Anyways, so they keep talking, and then he's like, the guy on my left, I hear him go, well, he goes, so I talked to God today in Kittitas, and I was like, really? And then I was like, okay, this is fucking weird.
Yeah.
And the guy to the right was, he started fucking with him and being like, oh yeah? Well, I'm going to Valhalla. And then the guy to the left was like, yeah, he goes, well, I am, what do you say, Joseph Smith. He goes, I'm Joseph Smith in spirit.
So
and
he's
then,
talking to the Mormon God.
yeah, so apparently.
The most recently updated God.
Yeah.
Is he a god or is he just a guy?
No, he's just talking. He's
Joseph Smith, prophet,
John
right?
Smith? Joseph Smith?
It's
Whatever the
Joseph
fuck.
Smith.
What the fuck is his name?
John Jacob Jiggle
He's the guy that made up a book, wrote a book, talked to God, I guess.
Didn't you read
He's like
you
the
read,
second
you
Moses.
heard God's word out of a hat?
He's the only man that ever saw Jesus in America.
Yeah.
Jesus came to America, I promise.
Well, get this. And then this Joseph Smith second coming guy that's sitting to the left of me says that this is Israel now. He was saying, he was like, this is Israel now. And the whole time he's telling this story about how he's Joseph Smith and this is Israel and do we know Kenosha and all this weird shit, he's writing on a $20 bill all this different stuff. And I didn't really see what it was, but he was like scribbling and it was fucking weird. Like writing all these words and stuff. And then the guy to my right that I thought was crazy to begin with, he goes, Genome? And it was really loud, and I'm like, what? He goes, Genome? And I was like, no, what are you talking, what?
Do you know, it's
yeah, he goes,
do you know
do
him?
you know him?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, no. He goes,
yeah, this is fucking Joseph Smith, bro.
Yeah,
Where are you
yeah, yeah, he goes,
The hat
oh,
guy.
I was just making sure this wasn't your crazy uncle or something.
The new Bible's going to be written on 20s, brother. It's going to bring lots of people in.
Anyways,
I lost my copy again.
Oh, dang it. Can I get some more 20s?
Anyways, this guy that was sitting to my right was just crazy as shit, but not as crazy as the guy to the left. And he goes, this guy's fucking crazier than me, and like got up and like literally danced a circle and like walked off. And I was like, what the
Whoa.
fuck?
Gotta go.
So that's what happened to me.
He's like, Darian just saw a fight between a guy and his dad brother out here in the old fucking sticks.
What is with these small fucking towns like creating the most crazy fucking people? Like they have nothing else to do other than fucking farm wheat and corn and
They
make
watch hay grow.
Yeah, literally.
Well,
And they apparently talk to God.
I think Mormonism just thrives in small towns.
Now, when somebody says they talk to God, do you think God's talking to them, or do you think they're talking to God and nobody's listening? I talked to God today. Hey!
God is just a nail salon where
He's just like, oh my God. Oh my me. This guy again, standing out in the middle of a goddamn hayfield.
There's a famine. There's a famine going on over
We're
here.
writing a Bible on money.
Well, the weird part is the Joseph Smith guy was asking us what road was that Maine turned into, which is like what Menson, Clemens, something like that goes over the
I love how
freeway.
specific you're being with the town I live in.
Okay. Anyways,
What's the zip code again? What zip code? I don't know it.
Do you need my address?
I don't know though. And anyways, he's saying that, yet he was also telling the story about how he got this Bible from a lady across the way. Like he's from here, but he didn't know what the name of the road was.
Perfect.
No, he's fucking nuts.
Oh,
This
he's
is the
Joseph
God-
Smith.
this
He
is
was
God
a
guy?
different man, and now he's become
Yeah.
Joseph
He
Smith.
was jumping between two personalities while sitting there at the bar.
I think that is highly unlikely. It was at least 4.
It's like
Yeah.
that. What was that movie Split with I don't know what the fuck his name is.
That
Yeah,
British guy.
I liked that
yeah, the
movie.
British guy with who played.
Dr. Xavier?
Yeah, he played Xavier.
Yeah.
It's like that, except just all of the religious figures. Like,
That would
That
be
would be-
hilarious.
that'd be a
He'd be
great
beating the
spoof.
shit out of himself constantly.
was
I
Gandhi a
watched it.
religious figure or was he just a political figure?
Gandhi was, wasn't he like kind of both? Like he was.
I know he hit women. I don't know if that was a religion or not.
Because from what I
That was just
understand,
sport.
from what I understand, he was.
He was more of an activist, wasn't he?
He grew up in the UK though. Like,
Yeah,
right.
that's what I thought.
He was
Oh,
born in
yeah,
India. He lived in the UK,
And then he
and then he went back, and then was super unhappy with how they were treating his people in India, and then he became like the guy trying to separate India from
an
the
activist.
British.
Yeah, or something.
Was
And he was a
busy?
guy that didn't believe in modern medicine, let his wife die in prison with a disease that could be cured with modern medicine. Then when he contracted it, he took modern medicine. He's a great guy. Great guy, that Gandhi.
Well, he walked and got salt, so I mean, I guess that's
What-
something.
Western civilization is a good idea to him, so whatever. Whatever. He probably catch a little flack for that one.
I told you the story about the guy I used to work at my previous job who thought he was best friends with Tupac and he was still alive.
Oh yeah.
Fucking,
He told you like 3 lines, and you were like,
Literally-
"Oh, God, we're talking to this fucking guy again."
you didn't even need to hear him speak to know that he was crazy. He was up. I think he's from like, north of where I was from, and from where I'm from, it's just fucking Hickville, like just mountains and shit. Always raining. But he was filling in for one of the guys that we had missing, and literally walks in, and you're like, he does meth. There's no way that he's not doing meth. He has that. He has like.
Yeah.
He's not missing teeth, but it's almost like like his mouth portion was sunken
Like
into
small
his like,
chin. Yep.
How?
Like
what
that.
is that
like
about
yes.
white
the
people?
underbite.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, like they're missing their
What
teeth
the
or
fuck
something.
is going on?
Like
with
they
that?
have like fucking soup in their mustache they don't have, and they're trying to like get it out.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is,
Like
but
their chin grows and their fucking jaw shrinks.
I think their muscles just fucking atrophy because the only thing it's used to doing is just fucking.
Yeah, but it's a fucking underbite.
Yeah, I don't know.
So like the jaw is growing out.
You don't know
Yeah.
how to ingest meth. Maybe there's a certain way.
You're done ingesting it once you get your bottom lip over the top of
Yep.
your head.
Yep.
For Christ's
Shit,
sake.
we're in Kittitas. We could go get a fucking survey from the neighbors. And...
Best way.
What's the address again?
First off, only my neighbors across the street cook meth.
the ones with the bus that drive out like
No,
Breaking
the
Bad.
BLT?
Uh,
Dude.
I don't know what.
I
that
think
is.
that's gonna be a food truck. What
I
are you
thought
talking
it was
about?
gonna be like a
Bus.
camping truck. but then-
upgrade.
It's
I
called
was-
the BLT for
I
Christ's sake.
know that changed my theory. Now didn't it?
Of course, there's a
The big-
Sasquatch painted next to it, so I don't know what the fuck that means.
Could mean something else like the big, large, whatever the T
Big,
is.
large.
Some
The
hippie
big,
thing.
big, large tomato.
Yeah, that's what I
But
was
it's
thinking.
brown.
It's a goddamn food truck.
Yeah. Anyway.
Big, large is a little redundant.
Anyway, so what was
It's
up
a
with
big
that
large.
meth head
Well, like
dude?
great big is also redundant, but that's like a common phrase. Like
Who says-
my grandma I guess does.
What
She,
a
she
common
says great
phrase.
big huge. Actually, she doesn't even. She goes the whole fucking
The
trifecta.
trifecta.
Great big huge is like you could have just said it was big. Like
She's
and I would have
she's a
like
fan of adjectives.
like it's fairly large. Like just add something in front of it.
Yeah, you just don't go a bunch of words, just one big word.
Just one big word. Anyway, yeah. So Hickville,
Meth dude.
meth dude, fucking sunken jaw, was wearing a hat inside out and backwards. So it's like he's like it's like a really fucked up rally cap for baseball. So he's wearing that the whole time. His wife, who's probably like I don't know, 18, 19, and he's
Perfect.
like he's probably I think he said he was like mid-30s, like mid to late 30s.
Crushing it.
So like 30, I think he's like either 36
I'm a fan
or,
of this guy so far.
yeah, he's like 38, 19. His wife like had another level of crazy in her eyes, but it's not really.
Crazy Fred.
But she went with him to work, and she just sat at one of our counters, like the high stool counters, and then just watched movies on some kind of tablet for like 8, 9 hours straight, and didn't even get up to go to the bathroom.
She was whipped as fuck.
Yeah, just stayed there.
Jesus Christ.
Maybe
But so
that's her favorite hobby.
yeah, so I knew this guy.
Or he gets up in them guts, and she wants to make sure nobody
That's
else
her
is
healing
slipping
time.
around.
That's her recovery time. You know, she's not. It's like I just want to watch Finding Nemo. All right.
I just need to be close to this man, so I know that he's not slipping around anywhere else. Because I don't know if you noticed, but he's got his hat turned inside out, so the ladies are going to be coming after him.
Well, it's
You think
not
he
like,
did that to keep the lice away?
well, it's
Like it was a used hat.
Oh, I got lice. I got to turn this inside out.
honestly.
All fixed.
I wouldn't be surprised if he wore it for a very specific reason like that. Like he was weird to begin with, but then I'm wiping down like the counter, and he's cooking the chicken on the grill, and he's listening to music while he's doing it because the cook doesn't have to like interact with anyone. He's just over there fucking grooving. He's like, oh, listen to this, man. And I'm like, I'm scared as fuck as you because I don't know what the fuck you're gonna do. You're probably gonna steal my car, but yeah, sure, I'll listen to your 8-bit
You're like,
music.
yeah, sure, let's do it.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, of course. Stick your
Don't stab me.
fucking meth earbud in my ear, yeah. But he plays like, I don't know, like 5 seconds of it, and I'm like, I'm not even engaged right now. I'm like, yeah, that's really good, you know. And he's like, you know who this is? You're like, you listen to Tupac? I'm like, nah, I'm not really much of a rap guy. And he goes, yeah. He goes by his real name now. And I don't know what his real name is, but he's like, yeah, he goes by his real name now.
Shakur.
And in my head, I'm thinking like he goes by his real name. You mean like? And I'm like, you mean like they put his real name on his albums now? And he's like, no, he goes by that now. And I'm like, he died like I'm pretty sure like 20 years ago.
Nope.
And he's like, no.
Nah, brother.
I'm pretty sure he said that's what they want you to think. And
Him and Biggie Smalls.
Yeah.
They didn't die.
they didn't die.
For some reason,
They're with
Now
Elvis
he's small
down in
babies.
Vegas eating peanut butter and banana
yeah, for
sandwiches.
some reason they had to get out of the rap game.
Yeah.
There's just too much money and that delicious puss.
No, he was fucking weird. But he went on. He's like, no, he's still alive. You know, I have evidence. I have evidence he's still alive. And I'm like, wow, I'm really excited to see what your evidence is.
Was it that episode of the Chappelle Show?
I fucking wish. If he did, I would have been like, you got me hard. And if he actually believed that, I would be even more fearful. But no, he literally plays. I don't even know who the singer or rapper was. He literally played a rap where the lyrics and the message of it was just describing Tupac getting shot. And then like it being like, I was in an SUV, bullets are flying. I don't know what was going on. And then I got out. Like, it's like, see, he got out of the car. Like,
Yeah.
like that was his like, oh, somebody's singing in the perspective of Tupac.
Damn it, we were wrong this whole time.
You know the best part about this guy? He's a flat earther now.
Could be. He's fucking wicked at cooking
He's
pre-made
somebody
chicken.
that
Or he's dead. Either way, he's winning, right?
Ah, fuck. I don't know if I don't know if the world would be better without him though, because he was quite a colorful character. He was great on the grill. You know, I had no issues with him. He's just a weird fucking guy. But the final part of the story is like, yeah, we used to be neighbors. You know, we grew up together, neighbors. We were best friends. Like,
so you grew up in Compton.
you grew up in Compton and or the inner city, looking like how you do now. Like,
Yeah.
I doubt it, my man.
He did. How old was this guy? 35?
35, 38.
Wasn't
Tupac
Tupac,
was-
like 30 something in the fucking 90
When
fucking
tied,
No.
yeah.
92?
Tupac died at 23, didn't he?
No.
I think
no.
he'd be like,
6?
I think he'd be like, I think he's a little older than my dad, so I think he's like over 50.
I'm
he would
fucking
be.
looking it up right now.
He would be over 50, I think.
Tupac,
At
I thought
minimum.
Tupac, he was like in movies and shit, wasn't it?
Yeah, minimum.
I
though.
guess he could have done that. I mean, there's lots of people
I
that are
thought
way
he was
more
part of that
successful than I am
23,
when they're
23 club, like...
27, 26? Club 26?
27 is the
27?
Is the
That's-
curse.
is the club.
Like Van Morrison, Jimi Hendrix, him,
That one
Big
chick,
Smalls.
that fat chick that died.
Fat Amy.
No.
He was only 25 when he fucking died. Holy shit.
I'm gonna say I outlived
He died in
Tupac.
96, however.
What was his birth year?
He's
That was my
25
birth
in
year.
96. His birth year was 71.
Yeah.
71. So he's 3 years younger than my dad. So he's like, he would have been like
Jesus.
48, 49 now. Like
And the dude you were with was 10 years younger than him?
at most, I would say 38 at the time.
Yeah.
Like I don't even. I would love to know his thought process as to how he got to the idea and conclusion that his neighbor was
Well, I
Tupac.
guess-
You'd have
maybe
to
his
smoke-
neighbor was like a bald black guy, and he's just like Tupac. you
Tupac
know?
would have been 38 in 2009, right?
You probably just do enough math and you think anyone's Tupac.
I guess.
That's what they want you to think.
I'd love to actually meet the
Who is
real.
this they?
Worry about it.
Don't worry about it. It's all these people. Joseph.
They're all around.
Joseph Smith.
Joseph Smith, man. Joey S.
Look, they have the answers.
Writing it up the fucking
Apparently,
Bible.
this is Israel. And then that guy, Joseph Smith guy, he was like, you know that new planet they found? Did you guys hear about a new planet they found?
No.
Okay, I didn't hear shit either.
Like 9 billion.
He's like, it's all
light years
covered
away.
in water. It's all blue. He goes, yeah, that's my planet.
A new planet they found?
Well, Mormons
they did
believe
find
I thought you
it's
said
like
plant at first. I was like,
planet.
That's
Yeah.
my plan. That's my
Mormons
firm.
believe what?
They're gonna be like a god of their own planet when they die.
So he picked the nicest one.
So, of
Matt.
course-
What? Is
Of
that
course
real?
They did
Yeah.
find a new planet. I do remember hearing that. I don't remember. I just remember it being.
I
like,
haven't
it's
ever
similar-
When
looked
they
it up,
die
but
to
I've
become
heard
a
it
god
so
of their
many
own
times.
planet.
Isn't that the one that's like so far away that it's almost impossible for us to reach? Like,
Yeah,
The one that's covered
Yeah.
in water.
yeah.
yeah,
It's
but
covered
it's
in
in
water.
like it's in the sweet spot. That's why they were hopeful about it. Yeah, of a solar system for the possibility of life, like
It
Earth.
would only take like 1,000,000 years to get there,
Just a million.
type thing.
Like I think it was at light speed. It would have taken like something
You know,
ridiculous.
here's the fucking thing. I've talked to you about that before. How do they know?
Yeah,
shit.
right.
Like, hey, it's 55 million light years away. How do you know what's going on over there? I'm sorry,
What kind of math is that?
but
Light.
What?
Light year.
how can you see that shit? How can you know?
What do
Yeah,
you
but
think
you
all
have
of our
people-
budget went? They're
You
just
have
buying
people like
rulers.
Matthew. They can't fully fucking. People like Matthew, right? That like
Weird name drop.
they'll
Yeah.
partially they'll recover Isles great. The end caps kind of look shitty. They're gonna fucking figure out that it's 55 light years away.
55 million.
Dude,
55
Like the
million.
latest black hole. Me and Jasmine were like,
Okay, so
How?
we were reading Wikipedia for probably about an hour after we saw the picture, trying to figure out how the telescopes work. Because
how can you see that far?
so what he was like, so they're radio waves. So how'd they get here that fast if it's that far away?
Yeah, I was like, because radio waves, they don't move at the speed of light. And if it's moving at the speed of light, it'd take 55 million years twice. Because that's to get there and then get back.
Yeah, but it's
So how do they see it? How do they
so-
know
Are
all
you
this
questioning science? Are you
Yeah,
saying
I'm
it's
not
fake?
questioning science. I'm questioning the people that want to sound like they know more than they're talking about.
What if it's just a Photoshop of like a butthole that's just been so de-rendered and like
We were really
filtered.
lucky we caught it at this
It's like-
moment.
I mean, like PewDiePie's whole thing. Remember when he was making fun of it, like it was the Eye of Sands or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I don't know how they see that.
well,
How do you know?
keep
It's
I saying that I don't understand it, thus it is impossible. Like, I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me because I know Albert Einstein, fucking wicked smart. He was able to kill like 10, 20,000, 30,000 Japanese people with 2 bombs, you know? Well, he didn't do it.
well, a lot
he
more.
made
We're
the
gonna
power.
hundreds of thousands.
The fucker couldn't tie his shoes, and he almost died like 5 or 6 times sailing alone, and he didn't even know how to sail.
Perfect.
Anyways,
Whatever it is, provocative. I love it.
Yeah.
gets the people going. Yeah. Anyway, it was a good first episode.
How long we go for?
We went for, I think, an hour and a half,
Damn. Look at that.
maybe. I can't tell.
Were you at
Anyway.
It's still going?
Yeah, it is. Anyway,
Nice. Well, we should leave this part in just for everybody. Nice little treat at the end. Bunch of dumbasses trying to run a podcast.
everyone, we need a final sentence or final statement from everyone. We'll start with you. What's your final statement? Actually, no. We'll start with Colt. You seem to have a lot to say.
I don't know what you want from me.
Just
Like
what it.
catchphrase,
Anyway,
living it, loving it, can't get enough of it.
that's good.
I don't know, living the dream.
Gelada. He's got it over there. It's gelada.
Gelada.
Buddy Che.
I
over
got a
here.
gelada of living the dream.
Slow feed, don't eat, baby. Slow feed, don't eat.
Just don't worry about it.
Just don't worry about it.
Just do it.
Awesome.